quick, can we just talk about this? I mean, this was... I'm home alone right now, which means I can be as physically loud as I want to be while I film this, and nobody will care. Oh, enough with Unravel Me. Oh, best day of my life. I didn't get to film like a small intro or outro describing things that happened, so let me know if you want a backstory on the book signing thingamabob I went to. So that was fun. If you saw the vlog, then you know how excited I am, and it was 100% awesome! But to the point of this video, I'm going to do my April wrap-up and my May to be read. And admittedly, I read a lot of books, but I don't know how many of them count because some of them are novellas and some of them were already half done. My tactics for reading this month kind of changed. If you watched my last March wrap-up, you saw that I had intended to read a lot of books in April that I did not even touch, and that's because I had kind of reorganized a little bit and thought, okay, I'm just gonna finish a ton of books that I had previously started, and I'm gonna try and read all the books for this book signing. Then next month, I'll do the books that are top priority on the list. I read 3 series this month, so I'll get into those. First, I read the first 2 books of Under the Never Sky and Through the Ever Night. I read this one first, obviously, and both of these I had finished within like I don't even remember at this point. It was within a week period, and they were both really, really good. I read them really fast, so excuse you, did I tell you to come off? They're both signed. Really, really, really good series. You may have known this because I posted a review on it, but then I read the Eve series, and again, this was absolutely great. It was so, like, fanturbulous. I don't think I've ever given a whole series 5 stars, but this did it. A really good series, highly recommend it. Did this whole thing. Success. These books I read toward the end of the month, but it's the Unearthly series, and I only have the first one signed because admittedly, this wasn't my favorite, so I just left these 2 at home whenever I got to the book signing, and it was an okay series, and I'm not gonna get too far into why I didn't really like it. I read a couple of novellas this month, and the first one is Just a Little Crush by Tracy, is it Tracy? Yeah, it's Tracy Puckett. And this was just a pastime. It took me like an hour to read because it was like not even, I think 120 pages or something like that. So it was crazy short, and it was like a little tiny bit of romance of a novel, and it was entertaining. I mean, she made it a series, which is kind of weird to be a novella series, but she can do what she wants. I mean, it was entertaining, and if you have time to kill when you're in a car ride or something, go for it. I had a friend who pressured me into getting The Prince, which I think had come out, I'm not completely sure when, because I know The Elite just came out, but this came out a little bit before that, probably toward the beginning of the month. But yes, I read this, and it was a lot better than I thought it would be, and mwah, Maxon, so good. For school, I'd completed The Lord of the Flies, and I don't know where my copy went. I didn't put it on my bookshelf. So I read that, and it's finished and gone somewhere. So these were 3 that I had read a little bit of, or read half of, and then finally just pushed through the rest of them. The first one is Winter Girls by Laurie House Anderson, and Laurie House Anderson is amazing. So I gave it, I think, 4 stars. The next book I read, or finished, was Go Ask Alice. I don't have anything to say about this, it was kind of weird. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars. And the last one is The Art of Racing in the Rain. I'd gotten this for Christmas, and after 4 months I did it. My grandma got this for me, so if you're watching this, thank you, Grandma. It ended really well. So it was cute though, I mean, it's in a dog's perspective. Creativity. Novella length-ish, David Levithan novel. I was gonna say something about David Levithan, now I don't even think it's worth it, but he's a very good author. This was a very amazing book. I've had people looking over my shoulder while I was reading this being like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, do go buy it. It was really, really good. Recommendation for you right now. In between Amazon orders getting the books I needed for my book signing, I picked up a book or 2 just to pass time, and one of those books was Wither, and this was fantabulous. I think this is the only book that wasn't in a series, and wasn't unfinished that I read this month, so yay! And I had thought I wasn't gonna like this, but it was so good! I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I can't wait to get off book buying ban so I can buy the rest of this series. Gabriel is like my best friend. He's so perfect. Fictional character. And now on to my May to be read. A lot of these to be reads are going to be repeats from last month, so I'm sorry if you saw that. It's just I didn't get to them, so I'm gonna keep pushing them forward till I do get the chance. The next book is something you've probably all heard me talk about, The Future of Us by Jay Asher and Carolyn Mackler. The next book is Why We Broke Up by Lemony Snicket. Daniel Handler, sorry. Someone told me this was Lemony Snicket and I was like, whoa! Then I suddenly got very interested to read it again. And this is a 2.8 pound book, so it's kind of like if you're a lazy person you shouldn't get it in hardback, but that's half the reason I've been procrastinating on this, just because I'm too lazy to like hold it up. But as you can see, I have gotten somewhat through it, and I can't really get into this, but I'm gonna push because I don't want to give up on it this soon. Next is Crossed by Ali Condi. Again, I didn't like Matched, and so I'm not very excited about this one, but I have started. I'm about half of a chapter in. I'm gonna push through this series because I know it deserves to at least be finished before I criticize it, because I think it's kind of unfair for me to judge the whole series by the first book, so we'll give it a go again. Next is Dear John, and I need to buy the movie also, so maybe once I finish this then I can do a movie and book review. Would you be interested in that, or is this like old news? I don't know. This is gonna be somewhat of a rainy day read. I'm not too thrilled about this, but definitely would like to partake. Partake is like my word of the month. Can we do that? Oh my gosh, that is a good idea. I need to start that one day. Okay. Lastly is Gone by author, I don't know, Michael Grant. Okay. Again, I hear such good things about this, but the first time I tried to read it, I got a couple chapters in, then just put it down. So it's really big and intimidating, but also the words are kind of big. This seems like a middle grade novel, but I'm gonna try and look past that. Once more, thank you for watching. Just reached 100 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you guys. So I'll definitely see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye. Mwah!